Welcome to Old Rare Files. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe, become a member, and like our content.
Two Marines are carrying a third. The man being carried cannot walk. The two carrying him are under fire. On Iwo Jima, the wounded could not simply wait. The enemy targeted medics and rescuers. Every act of help carried its own risk. Look at the scale of this. Hundreds of men moving across open ground in full view of the mountain above them. This is not a movie scene. These men are exposed. Some of them will not reach the end of the frame alive. This is Iwo Jima, February 1945. These Marines are waiting in a trench cut into black volcanic sand. The island is small. The fighting is total. Japanese forces are buried inside the mountain above them. The Marines cannot see them. They can only wait. These Marines are using a wrecked aircraft as a wall. Behind them, the open field of Iwo Jima offers nothing. No trees, no elevation, no cover. They press against twisted metal and try not to think about what the men who flew that plane went through. These Marines are moving with amphibious vehicles. The machines are struggling in the volcanic ash. The men are struggling in the volcanic ash. Everything on Iwo Jima was harder than it was supposed to be. The island fought back in ways no map had predicted. This Marine is walking across Iwo Jima, one step at a time. The black sand makes every step heavier. Every ridge ahead could be a hidden Japanese position. The island is less than 8 square miles. It took 36 days and nearly 7,000 American lives to take it. Another trench. More men at rest. The black sand of Iwo Jima is everywhere, in their boots, in their gear, in their lungs. Rest on this island was not comfort. It was just the brief absence of being shot at. This Marine is looking out from a trench. Craters everywhere. Destroyed vehicles in the distance. He has survived long enough to survey the damage. Around him, the island looks like something that happened before people arrived. It did not look this way a month ago. This Marine is moving forward, alone in the frame. The ground around him has been destroyed so completely that it barely looks like ground. Every bush that could hide an enemy has been blown away. Every bush that could hide him has been blown away too. These Marines are in a hole, resting. The island is volcanic. The ground is hard and strange. There is nowhere comfortable to stop. There is nowhere truly safe. They rest here anyway because the body eventually demands it, no matter what is happening around it. These soldiers are moving through wreckage. Every step forward is through something that used to exist. The aircraft destroyed around them once carried men. Now they are obstacles. The Pacific Island battles consumed machines as fast as they consumed people. This is what a battlefield looks like after the planes are gone. Wreckage along the coast. Destroyed aircraft half buried in the ground. The bombs had already fallen. The pilots were already dead or gone. What remained was silence and metal scattered across the sand. Smoke is rising from the ruins ahead. A soldier moves through it. There is nothing left of what was here before. The buildings, the trees, the positions, gone. He is not advancing through a battlefield anymore. He is advancing through the aftermath of one. This Marine is using a destroyed vehicle as cover. What once carried soldiers or supplies now serves as a wall. The Pacific campaigns produced a specific kind of landscape, full of things that used to work, now repurposed by necessity into shelter. These Marines are moving through ruins. The trees are gone, the structures are gone. The landscape has been reduced to its basic elements: rock, ash, and the men who are still walking through it. The Pacific War did not leave things intact, it erased them. This is the end. Men crossing a field that has been fought over and taken. The cover is gone. The enemy is gone or pushed back or dead. They are moving because moving forward is the only direction that means the battle is over. They are still alive. For now, that is enough. This Marine is moving through what used to be a jungle. The trees are gone, splintered down to stumps. The paths that existed before the bombing no longer exist. He is navigating by instinct through a forest that has been erased. These Marines are barely visible, dug into shallow positions in the sand. From a distance, the beach looks empty. It is not empty. There are men in it, watching, waiting. The Pacific Island campaigns were won by men who learned to disappear into the landscape. Shell casings, craters, destroyed equipment in every direction. This is what the ground looked like after the fighting moved on. The volcanic islands of the Pacific absorbed incredible violence. The scars they carry in photographs like this lasted for decades. These soldiers are flat against a sandy slope, keeping low. The Pacific sand is everywhere in photographs like this, white, almost peaceful looking. The men inside it know it is not peaceful. They are waiting for the moment when keeping low is no longer an option. This aircraft is destroyed. It did not make it back. Crashes like this happened constantly. Bad weather, mechanical failure, enemy fire, exhaustion. The Pacific was enormous. The airstrips were improvised. Many pilots who flew out of them never landed again. These soldiers are crossing a river in a small boat. Not dramatically, just moving. In the Pacific, entire campaigns depended on moments like this, getting men from one point to another without losing them to the water, the current, or what was waiting on the other side. These men are being unloaded from trucks, not as soldiers anymore, as prisoners. The fences around them were real. The guards with rifles were real. The battles that put them here were real. For many, this was the first time they had ever surrendered in their lives. Another gate. Another group of men walking in and not walking out. These camps spread across dozens of Pacific islands. Every major battle produced more prisoners. Every prisoner was a story the Japanese government did not want told back home. These men are walking into a cage. They are Japanese soldiers, captured, alive. This was New Caledonia, 1943. Most Japanese troops chose death over surrender. The ones who didn't face something they never expected, a prison in the middle of the Pacific run by their enemies. Look at what these men are doing. They are folding their clothes, organizing their belongings. Inside a fenced enemy camp thousands of miles from Japan, the guards watched every move. But life, in some small way, still had to continue. Look at the wire, just barbed wire and wood. But this fence held men who had been trained to die before being captured. The fact that they were here, alive, behind this fence was already a kind of defeat that no camp structure needed to explain. A wide view, rows of tents, fences in every direction. From above it looks almost organized, almost calm, but inside these walls were thousands of men waiting for a war to end that had not even reached its worst chapter yet. Inside a military tent there are voting booths. This detail surprises people. But American troops voted in the middle of World War II. Far from home in some of the most remote places on Earth, democracy did not stop. The ballot went where the soldier went. This soldier is raising his hand, taking an oath, not a military oath this time, an election oath. Somewhere in the Pacific, in the middle of a war, a man paused and voted for his country's leader. He then picked up his rifle and went back to work. These men are lined up at a dock. The war has not ended, but for this moment, they are back. Many of them will go through medical checks, registration, debriefs. Some will be sent out again within days. The dock is not a finish line, it is a pause. These men are lined up for a ceremony. Straight rows, pressed uniforms. Somewhere inside this formation, somebody is receiving a medal, a promotion, or an order. The military ran on moments like this, structure in the middle of chaos, rank recognized out loud. These soldiers are in the trees, moving carefully. This is training, not combat, but the distinction mattered less than it seemed. The jungles of the Pacific did not forgive mistakes in either situation. The men who trained hardest in the forest tended to survive it longer. This mechanic is elbow deep in a cockpit. The aircraft behind him is not glamorous. It is a machine that needs to fly tomorrow. In the Pacific, a plane that didn't work was a pilot who didn't come back. These men kept the war in the air, one repair at a time. These men are waiting beside a ship, full gear, rifles, everything they need and nothing more. They do not know exactly what is coming. They know it is coming soon. Moments like this, still, quiet, before the noise, are the ones that soldiers remember longest. These officers are gathered after the battle. The island behind them is unrecognizable. Every volcanic peak, every ridge, every hidden tunnel was fought over at enormous cost. The men standing here are the ones who made it to the other side of that accounting. These soldiers are posing, smiling probably, leaning against a vehicle that still works. This photograph was someone's way of saying they were here, they were alive, and they were together. Many photos like this were sent home. Some arrived after the men did not. This convoy is moving through mountains. But the island it is crossing changed the entire war in the South Pacific. New Caledonia became the backbone of the Allied operation in the Pacific. Without it, the supply lines collapse. Without the supply lines, the war looks very different. This is a tent, nothing more. But inside this tent, men slept who had crossed an ocean to fight and lost. Japanese prisoners lived in structures like this while the war they believed in continued without them. Simple canvas, a long way from home. This soldier is alone with his rifle, standing guard at a point that may or may not matter. Nobody is coming right now, but somebody might. This is what most of the war looked like for most of the men who fought it, not battles, but waiting for one. This man is turning a grain mill by hand. Old tools, slow work. While the world was at war on every ocean and continent, life in rural corners of the earth continued in the same rhythm it had for centuries. History does not reach every place at the same speed.